Hello everyone and welcome again to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host Rob Bentley and thanks for tuning in. On today's show we'll recap a big weekend for the Bulldogs, all victories for the hockey, men's and women's basketball teams, and we'll start with Bulldog Hockey and head coach Bob Daniels. And coach, first of all, welcome back to the show.
It's always good to be on, Rob.
Always nice to get some big wins, and before we talk about those big wins, some big news for the Bulldogs. Chris Kunitz, a former standout, winning Olympic gold this past weekend with Canada.
Wow, that is just such a terrific thing for Chris Kunitz and for the hockey program and university, and the notoriety. I think Chris having such success, not only just being named to the team. Realistically, this was the hardest team, like I said before, in the planet to make, and he emerged as one of the best players on this team. Like, he emerged as a go-to guy, scored a goal in the gold medal game, saw an awful lot of ice time while he was out there, and we're taking a look at him here against the Swedes, and it looked like there was a bulldog on the logo of that puck even. So there you are. How about, so couldn't be prouder and more excited for Chris. And what makes it to me so special is what a great person he is. And I've said it before to anyone that I can spread the word to. He is salt of the earth. He's a great person. He has not changed one bit. He comes back here every year with his wife Maureen, and they're very much linked into Ferris State, and he's just a very special person. So I was really proud of his accomplishments, and even more thrilled for him and his family.
Tremendous accomplishment for him. Great success on the ice here in the Winter Olympics for him, but some big success for the Bulldogs as well. A sweep over Alaska-Anchorage here at home this past weekend.
Yeah, and boy, talk about being proud. I was really proud of our players. God, did they play well on the weekend. Anchorage came in here in third place, so we're playing a team, and the thing that's happening right now is we're facing every team's best games. One, because obviously we've kind of set the bar. We're in first place at this moment. And then secondly, though, every team, this is turning into be quite a league right now. Every team is fighting for playoff spots, whether it's home ice, to make the playoffs. Everyone seems to be on their game, and for us to win 2 on a weekend right now is huge in this league, and for us to accomplish that, really proud of the guys and the way they're playing right now.
You take a 4-point lead in the WCHA standings here with 4 games left in the regular season as we start with Friday night's contest, and some penalties early, but the Bulldogs got off to a quick start both nights, especially here in the first night.
Yeah, you know what, we started off fast and played well. Penalties, yeah, I thought the first game, 4 seconds in, there was a penalty. It was fairly chippy series. I wouldn't say it was physical to an extent, but it was more chippy. Not an easy game probably for the officials to officiate. But we're a team really built for 5-on-5 hockey. We've got great depth to our forward lines, and the more it can stay 5-on-5, the better it is for us. And both nights we kind of got bogged down at certain points in penalties, and I thought it helped shift the momentum at times away from us. Here you see them getting on the board with a 4-on-3 power play goal. A couple of power play goals they scored on the weekend were 4-on-3, 5-on-3 variety, and it's really tough to defend when you only have 3 guys out there trying to kill.
After they had cut the lead down to a single goal, here a huge goal a couple minutes later to answer.
Oh, you know what? You look at a couple of, 2 nights in a row, we got timely goals right after they scored, which was really a big deal for us. You're seeing a goal here that gets disallowed that realistically, and it's tough on the officials, but they went to review it, but it happened so far away from the net they couldn't see it on the referee's video camera. But that's a good goal. It's a rule change where as long as you're not kicking the puck in, but you're redirecting it in, you're able to count that as a goal. But the call on the ice was no goal, and then without being able to see it on video, they weren't able to reverse it. Here's another big goal, though. This puts us up 3 goals by Gerald Mayhew, and they get a mop-up goal at the end, but the difference between a 2-goal lead and a 3-goal lead is huge.
It ends up in a Bulldog victory on Friday night. You win game 1, and coming back on Saturday night, you've got a sellout crowd behind you. Great fan support again this past weekend. Yeah,
I'd like to actually go back to Friday night game with the fan support. It was miserable outside. It was blizzard conditions. The wind was blowing. It was cold. The snow's coming down, and the driving had to be treacherous. And for us to have that kind of fan support both nights, it was unbelievable. And it was great for the sellout, but I couldn't believe on Friday night that many. I thought, hey, that rink would be half full because I wouldn't blame people if they didn't want to go out and brave the winter weather, but it shows you what great fans we have.
Come back on Saturday night with those fans behind you again, and a quick start, 3 goals in the opening period on Saturday night.
Yeah, you know what we did? We got off to a really good start, and we knew they were going to come out. These games were important for them because they want to keep home ice, and for us to come out and have the start we did, I was really, really happy with our players. And as we had talked, earlier in the segment here, the refereeing became an integral part of this game in the second period with a lot of calls and a lot against us. And we lost the momentum in the second period. Thank goodness we built up a nice 3-goal lead. And you can see right here on video Gerald Mayhew scoring a big goal to put us up 2. But Gerald Mayhew is coming, and I think as he continues on with his career, he's only a freshman now, we can expect a lot more goals like that. He's a highly talented player.
Earlier we just saw a goal from Corey Kane as well, and he had a 3-point night, and came on here as of late really producing for you offensively.
Well, 2 guys that are stepping up right now. Corey Kane right here is going to make the play over to Andy Huff, and I tell you what, both these guys are playing their best hockey of the year right now, and which is good because for a while Buzzio and Garrett Thompson have kind of cooled off in terms of scoring. They're still playing good hockey, they're just not scoring. And to see now us getting points from Huff and Kane the way they are, and different guys in the lineup, it's really starting to look like a lineup for other teams that is a bit of a headache for them to try to match lines and defensemen against because we have such great depth in our scoring.
They cut it to 4-3 early in the third, but you're able to hold on and get an empty net goal there at the end.
Yeah, you know what? The game's probably salted away now with 2 seconds of the puck in their end, but you score as many as you can, and it kind of puts an exclamation point on the weekend. But overall, couldn't be happier with the performance. And this is a number of games in a row now we've played really well. I go back to the series against Bemidji. Even though we lost the second night, we played a whale of a game that night. So we seem to, after hitting I wouldn't even call it a lull. We lost 2 at Minnesota State, and they're a very good hockey team. But we seem to be playing good hockey right now.
This week on the road, final regular season road series as you travel, make the long trip to Alaska to take on the Nanooks this weekend, and just talk about that challenge going to Alaska and the long trip ahead.
Well, it is going to be a bit of a long trip. It's a good trip, though. It's a good opportunity for everyone to get together. It's an experience. A lot of guys have never been to Alaska. Our freshmen, anyways, gives them a chance to go to Alaska, and it's. Over the years when we fly there, if you and on the way up we should, as long as the sun's out, when you fly along the west coast of Canada up in the Yukon area and you see the picturesque mountains, and they go on for 1,000 miles, but you can look out your window and just stare at them. I mean, it's absolutely breathtaking, and it looks like a movie set has been laid out in front of you. And so I'm glad that we're going up, and we'll be. That segment of the flight will be during daylight hours because it is really it's breathtaking.
Well, Coach, best of luck to the Bulldogs, and looking forward back at home next week, senior weekend, as you host Lake Superior State on March 7th and 8th.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to. We want to obviously 2 big games this weekend, but then come home for senior weekend, get back in front of our crowd, and then gear up for playoffs, and hopefully we can make that run to Van Andel Arena down in Grand Rapids, because that's another big goal of ours. We'd really like to in the inaugural year where it's down at Grand Rapids. To us, that would be a big thing to make it there.
Well, Coach, thanks again. Back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.